Anyway, hey guys. Hello, Jamlee. Ma'am, be careful, please. That wind is blowing so hard out there. Yeah. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, how's it going? You're watching Meowie?
Meowie swim.
Yeah, Maui has to swim, huh?
Mommy, Meowie slam fish. Meowie fish.
But anyway, hey guys. So, if you haven't seen the videos I posted, because it seems like for some reason one of the shorts went out really like traction, and then the second one went up, and all of a sudden everybody saw it. I don't know. I think it has something to do with the hashtags on the shorts. But anyway, guys. So I got up very early this morning, 6:30. I got up, but 7 o'clock I went out and I got the integration area set up for the last 5 birds to our flock. So, Carla, so the last 5 birds are cinnamon queen chickens. What? What, baby? Yeah, we're waiting. We're in the parking lot. We're waiting for Mommy. I know. But anyway, we went. I went out there and we got the entire area set up and done for the last 5 chickens to go outside. One of those chickens, they're the cinnamon queens that I got 5 weeks ago. Well, Saturday. They'll be 5 weeks old on Saturday. But those 5 were supposed to be sexed chickens, so they should have been all pullets, which means hens, females. Well, one of them is clearly not a female, and we purchased them as females, but it is what it is. Sometimes mistakes get made. So one of them is definitely a hen. It's a rooster, absolutely a rooster. Out of the 5 of them, it's the only one that has a bright red comb, bright red wattles coming in. And that doesn't happen with hens until just before they start laying. They'll get their comb and stuff. They can even get wattles started, but they won't be red. I am. Thank you, Ebony. So hello. So we know that one is definitely a rooster. They're only, like I said, they're about to be 5 weeks old, and it's got a bright red comb and bright red wattles. So dead giveaway. So that will give us 15 roosters. Mommy's not gone, baby. She's just in she's in PT. Yeah, she's in physical therapy, lovey. So the roosters are in the bachelor pad, and that right now we've got 9 roosters in the bachelor pad, and we've got 3 more that are going to go out there with them. So we've got, yeah, the smaller 3 that are going to go out there. So we've got the 2 Rhode Island Reds, and then I think there's one more in there. So actually we'll have 16 roosters, 26 hens, 16 roosters. What are the odds, right? I don't have goats yet. We've been discussing whether or not we're going to get goats, and sorry, I can barely see, guys. Romina, hi, how are you? And then who else do I have here? Lit Tea. Okay, hello. No, we don't have any goats yet. We're on the discussion board about it. I haven't found any dish that I've ever prepared where goat meat was anything that I was like pleased with. It's always so, it's just gross. Every way that we've ever had it prepared is just gross. But we have discussed whether or not, because we do love goat's milk, goat cheese. We like being able to make soaps. We'd be able to actually make our own laundry detergent, soap, stuff like that. But, you know, I don't understand why people come on here to say stuff like, you know, whatnot. So let's see here. There we go. I love that because, you know, I've given birth to 3 children actually, but you know. But anyway. So we've got 16 roosters then out of all of the chickens we have. So we'll out of 26 hens, 16 roosters. But the goats, like I said, we want to be able to make soaps and stuff like that. So we want to make sure that if we decide we're going to get goats, the question will be like, what is the market for people? Like, to be able to have goat milk and stuff, the goat has to be able to have babies, right? To make milk production, because they don't just produce milk consistently. They got to have kids to do that. What, baby? Huh? What, honey? Yeah, you watching Moana? Yeah. Yeah, baby. So. Oh, I know. My neighbor has already told me because she's got baby goats. They're also who we had got our hogs from. We no longer have hogs. We did have our hogs. We've already had our hogs butchered. Sorry if that offends it. No, I'm not sorry. If that offends anybody, we're a homestead. So the food, we raise our own food. So there's that. But we already butchered our hogs. And only reason why we butchered them, because I was planning on letting them produce. What, baby? What's the matter? Oh, are you talking about the hogs? With the hogs, we ran into a big issue, which was they smarted up to how to get out of their pen. Tried multiple ways to secure it, and our one ended up figuring out she was talented enough to get over the top of it. Even though it was a 5-foot tall space, she figured out, like, first of all, she was almost 300 pounds, and she was getting loose, and we have a baby and another little one on the way. So my grandson is right here in the back. He doesn't get seen on camera, but my little man right there, and then there's a baby on the way. So my daughter's having another little person. But sorry guys. There we go. Nice. But anyway, we had the hogs, and because we have the little one and we want to be able to go outside and, you know, enjoy the property, we kept having a jailbreak with the two big, almost 300-pound hogs. And they were young, and so they would bite to, you know, push things over. They were trying to dig up like the area right next to, were damaging the foundational area by the house because they kept getting loose. And so when they were 9 months old, we decided to go ahead and have them butchered. So we now have well over 300 pounds of meat in our deep freezer. We have a 7 cubic foot deep freezer, and it's we don't have any more room for anything else right now. So there's that. The roosters that are not being kept for breeding purposes, we're actually keeping the Cinnamon King, the male, because he's not related to our other birds. So we're keeping him, and we're keeping Hedwig, which is our Leghorn one, who is from a different breeder. And then we're keeping Tater Tot, who is related to Hedwig. And then we're keeping, because Hedwig and Tater Tot are both roosters. And then we're keeping who we call Baby Bantam. He's like, you know, Phantom of the Opera kind of thing. He is literally like, oh my God, I can hold him in my hand. Like, he's super, super tiny. And he is almost full grown, but he's not going to get much bigger. So he's little bitty tiny little Bantam, and he has 4 girls of his own right now, but we'll see how that goes. We may have to get him a few more ladies for the Bantam. And if that's the case, we may also separate the Bantams, but as of right now, we haven't had any like issues with the big Roo messing with the tiny Bantam girls. What happened? I know, baby. We're just gonna wait for mommy, and then we'll